app are going to get that message, and it's going to pop up and says, you've got an incoming message from XYZ company. Will you accept it? And chances are they're going to, like we've been talking about. And that's a target. So at any time, at a drop of a hat, they can target their audience. And over time, this target will grow and get bigger because there's a real big feature in the mobile app. It's called Tell a Friend. And a lot of the app examples you're going to see with us, Tell a Friend is almost always on the home page. And the Tell a Friend feature is simply this. You hit the button, and you can take the link, like I mentioned before, take the link of the app and forward it to everybody in your phone directory on your smartphone. Just like if you wanted to forward a joke or you wanted to forward something important to 20, 30, 50, 100 people right now. That alone could make the merchant grow their business virally of how many people really have the app downloaded. And every customer and every employee can explode it as well. The employees will get in the game, they can explode it. The frequent customers, they can explode it. So one person can bring in 10 more, which can bring in 5 more, which can bring in 20 more. Before you know it, it's viral. Just like, think about how MySpace got started a few years ago. MySpace went crazy, went viral, then Facebook took over, then Twitter. Now we've got Pinterest. Now we have we've got a whole bunch of them. So that's what could happen, and that's what I was talking about. And it's only $2.57 a day on an average where they can focus. You can't do that with a billboard, and you can't do that with direct mail. It's just not in the cards. And you can get answers right now. So that's what I wanted to talk about. And Ted, you elaborated a little bit. If you get a business where, let's say it's raining. Let's say you're in a climate area where it's raining or snowing. It's Tuesday afternoon. There's absolutely no business. Then there's 9 employees just standing around. So the business owner goes in, does a quick text message, a push notification, 2-for-1 dinner, whatever it is to get people in the door. Think about what a pastor or a priest can do at a church. They're driving down the interstate. They call up their staff and they say, hey, Linda, this is Pastor George. Yes, Pastor. Well, I got this idea. Please dictate this. She dictates it. Type. He goes, okay, put the link in there of my sermon the other day, the podcast. Please put it in there and put that YouTube video link and let people know, yes, sir. So she types it up, hits a button, 30 seconds, 15,000 people that have downloaded the app at the church can hear that message in that podcast or that YouTube video or the important message of the day, just like that. You can't do that with you can't do that with email. You can't do that with billboard and direct mail. It's powerful. I think you get the idea. Back to you, Ted.
Doug and Caroline want some more elaboration on basically being a referring customer and how that's basically handled and how that works. What's really great about our system is once somebody becomes an overall customer within the system, it's really easy for us to toggle that individual person to being a referring customer like a broker, and to allow that person to refer other individual businesses and to be able to earn commissions in the commission structure like a broker. So if I'm an overall business, I can refer other businesses and earn a 25% commission on an overall sale by referring another overall business that I have, by referring the overall business that I've got, and by doing that and by making the overall sale for that, and that's just a matter of us being able to toggle that overall person in the overall sales structure and making that customer a sales customer, which basically toggles them, and the system believes that they're like a broker in the system, and that allows them to basically sell and to recruit or to basically bring on other businesses and collect a physical commission for it. So from our side, it's easy technically for us to be able to handle, and it's really great for the overall business because a business can come in and they can refer other businesses and they can earn a huge commission from their side that they've got, and allow them to create a really, really quick return on investment that they've got. Then if that business comes in that they recruited, brings on other businesses that they've got, it would still fall in the 4-tier commission structure where it's a 25% for the first level, 10 for the next, 10 for the next, and then 5. So there's a 50% payout on the commission structure that we have, and we pay the 50% commission on all individual sales. And so no matter where that referring business would fall in that physical commission structure, that one business would be able to work that referral into their return on investment to pay for their original app. So if I'm a business that knows a lot of other businesses, or I'm strong within a community, I could more than pay for my app very, 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 very quickly that I've got from my side. And so it maybe not only pay for the app, but I can make sometimes a very large profit that I've got from my side and come out quite well. So we believe that the structure and the salespeople and yourselves as brokers and resellers, you're going to have to really feel your way through those waters as to how the person's going to feel about referring other people that they've got into the overall structure. Some people don't like referring other people. Some people are more open to that they've got from their side. But that's going to be a call and an open ability from your side to be able to do that.
That's huge.
Yeah, it's huge, and the cool thing is that we actually have the infrastructure to be able to do that, and that's where other companies don't have the infrastructure or the back office or the commission structures or the multiple domain name sites to be able to accomplish that, and they don't have all of the back-end infrastructures, and we've spent a tremendous amount of time, effort, and energy to do this, and we can do it globally. So if a person knows a business not only here, they know it in Europe. They can pull a business in from over in Europe and pull them on, and we can basically light them on over in Europe. They don't have to be in the United States. So being able to light up these businesses globally from our side is just a huge advantage that they've got, and not having to just restrict them locally here in the United States. So again, I think it's just going to be really wonderful.
So Ted, they're making interject here. They're making 25% of what figure? The $24.97 or $24.77?
Yes. $24.97, yes.
That's $624.
Yep. Huge.
Oh yeah. I mean, if I'm a business owner and someone walks up to me, especially if I got a brick and mortar and I've already got a relationship with one of your resellers, which I think is an enormous advantage that you have being part of Total Mobile Media. You already have the relationship with a lot of these people. So, and you approach me and say, Tony, you got a great brick and mortar business. I've done this for you, but I've got another idea. Not only am I going to give you this package, but if you give me some referrals, I can show you how to, with 4 referrals, you can get it for free. And that's kind of like, it's like having a plan B. A lot of business owners today want to have a plan B because they don't know what's going to happen. And that's why I emphasized yesterday when we first talked that my passions for the mobile business was threefold. Number one, help small business and medium and large businesses, number one, stay in business. Number two, retain the customers they have. And number three, acquire new customers. And when you show them that you can be a part of this and get your money back, I mean, how would they not want to do it, especially if they understand it? Am I right, Ted?
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. Now, Sharon has her hand up. I'm going to go ahead and unmute you, Sharon, from your side, and see if you've got a question here. Sharon, are you with us? Sharon, can you hear me? Maybe you can't. You had in the web room. You had your hand up. If you want to be able to speak, you can either again type your question back in, or I'm more than happy to unmute you again. I'm going to go ahead and mute you back out again. But let me see here that I've got. Okay, so let me go back through that we have from our side. Let me go on, Tony. If I'm going to go ahead and pull up, I want to go through this agreement that we have here. If you could basically talk about this agreement and how you're using this today in the overall marketplace. And I know you're not going to go through this, that you've got physically word for word, but if you can talk about the intent of this and how this is used today, and I'll scroll down here for you.
Okay. All right. Well, keep in mind that this is an outline and what's really nice about it, it's in Word. So you can change any word, you can add, you can delete paragraphs, you can delete stuff that does not apply, and but you don't want to make it so it's totally way out of context. You don't want to add a whole bunch of things that are not, put you in trouble. In other words, you want to be really simple and to the point. This has been well thought out by a lot of people in the legal arena to keep it simple. So when you have somebody that wants to see a proposal or something in writing, this is going to be available to you in your back office. You go in and you can see the table of contents there, and then as you scroll down, you're going to see all the different categories, and you're just going to be able to fill in the blanks, okay? And you're representing Total Mobile Media, and that's what TMM stands for. You're the representative, and you put their business information in there. And as you scroll down this thing, you're going to notice it's going to talk about all the different features and all the different things you're going to do. So you have to be very heads up on this, because some of the features that are listed here will not apply to the merchant that you're talking to. For example, if you're talking to somebody that is an attorney, well, let's use this. Talking to someone who's is a realtor, you're not going to have in here where it talks about a food menu, like right there. You're gonna eliminate food menu. You're just gonna hit delete and just delete it. So just be heads up of some of the things that they're gonna do. Now, if they are a web-based company where they only sell products on the web only, which is great, then you don't want to have GPS directions, which is at the top of your screen. They don't need it. They don't need GPS coupon because nobody's coming in their store. So you can eliminate those at the very top, okay? But the tell a friend and the one-touch calling is probably going to be on every single proposal that you see there in the middle. So if you scroll down a little bit, Ted, again, the bottom line is with this, it's easy to modify this. And it might take you 8 to 14 minutes to do it, and then you print it out and you put it in a nice booklet, or you staple it, or you put it in a clear plastic. People like to see this because, again, you could have competition, and maybe they're reviewing what you offer and what they're offering. So you want to be very, very professional. You want to look the image all the time, dress the part, look in a situation that you know what you're doing, and you are a specialist in this field. Okay. Now you're going to need to fill in some of these blanks about the timetable. The one thing you want to be careful about, because you will have, if you can stop right there, Ted, you will have some people that are trying to undercut you, and they're trying to come in and lowball the product, okay? So just be aware of what they offer. Now, I just want to give you a little understanding of the industry real fast. You've got Android and you have Apple, which are the two big infrastructures that are out there. Apple and Android. Now, we know they're big. They advertise, and they've got hundreds of millions, if not a few billion subscribers. So that's why we talked about they have their own search engines. It's so powerful that you understand their search engines and how to use it. Well, Apple, because Steve Jobs had recently passed away, and God rest his soul, great man, great visionary, he put the iPhone on the into the marketplace with his vision back in 06, 07. And then bandwidth started to open up and made things even faster. And then Android came along. Okay, so having said that, Apple recently made their criteria stricter. And I mean that, and I probably have bad grammar by saying it like that. But bottom line is you have to really, really know what you're doing, and you have to have an app that has native pictures, native content. It has to be pristine, otherwise you will not get your app approved on the Apple platform with iTunes. You just won't. So that's why when you get somebody that might say, well, I can do an app for $300 or whatever, okay, maybe, but they might not be able to get it on Apple, okay, because it's very strict. There's a lot of content that has to be in there. There has to be enough content, and there has to be a two-way communication amongst the person who downloaded the app and the actual merchant, okay? There has to be a reason for the app. It can't be just here, for example, here's what it cannot be. It cannot be the state fair that only happens every August. Apple will not approve an app for the state fair that's only 3 weeks out of the year and maybe a 2 or 3 week buildup. So what is going to happen the other 47 weeks that there's no state fair, the app would be dormant. Apple won't approve that app. Now Android will, no problem, and that's a different animal. But my point is, you're going to have people that are going to say, well, I can build you an app for $300. Well, they're not going to be able to get it on Apple. And we are, and we have a strict criteria of getting every app that we put together. Now, again, it's not 100% foolproof because we might even get snake bit. But the point is, we're going to do our very best to put you in a position of getting it approved. If there needs to be a modification, then we'll modify it. But we're going to put you in a position to do that. So, where on the other hand, Android only takes a couple of days. So if you can scroll up just a little bit there, Ted, on this here, where it talked about Apple and Android. So let your customer know that the Apple could take up to 3 weeks, where the Android is only going to take a couple of days. Okay, right there. So, and it's going to take around 10 business days to fully complete it. There'll be times when it's quicker, and there might be times when it takes a little longer. And the reason why it would take longer is because if the customer keeps giving us changes, or they're sending you a file, oh, we forgot these images, we want to include those images, then we have to resubmit them. The thing is, we try and get everything up front as quickly as possible. And just like those of you that have done a loan for, let's say, a mortgage, you know, they want all the steps, they call them, okay, all the stipulations. They want this and this and this and this and this, and then you send it to the underwriter, and then they look at it, then they send it to the next person. So the more you have up front, the better. And this will be streamlined. But of course, we'll accept stuff later. But just keep in mind, it could slow it down. So this right here in closing is a great tool. Don't overthink it. Keep it simple. Use it. There will be some people that are very big sticklers. Oh, I want to see everything in writing. I want to see this. I want to see that. What are you going to give me? Fine. It's right here. Not a problem. And what's even better is that when you can give them a demo app, like Ted was talking about with his team, you can give them a demo app, so you can say, here you go, customer. This is about what it's going to look like. Here's the concept. Now let's talk about really what you want in it for the features, and we'll build this thing out. It'll blow you away, and you'll be in the situation we talked about before. You're not going to just keep up with your competition. You're going to surpass your competition. So, Ted, what else do you think we should cover on this?
For this overall agreement, just again, it's available for people to basically talk through that they've got. And again, it has a lot of these individual features here will mirror what you're able to see on the overall website. So I want to implore people to dig into the individual items and make sure that you go through a lot of the individual selling points so that you can learn as to what those individual selling points are that are here on the overall site. And then when you are on this overall site here, you can go into the actual preview location. If you go into how it works, you can log into the live site and actually see how they work live. So again, the methodology is if you go into the features, you need to learn what the individual features are for the overall customer. Go through the individual bullet points as far as what the selling points are. You need to learn what those are. And then you need to go into the live application and look at different applications and see physically how the screen action is, see how different companies have been using them live so that you can see how they work in a live situation. And that will give you a better handle from a sales cycle or from the sales side when you're sitting in front of a customer. You're able to articulate and you're able to talk about that more in front of the customer as to how they might want to be able to use it. And then if you don't understand something, we're going to have webinars like this where you can come to meetings like this and say, I just don't get this feature. I don't get what this is for. Can you tell me more about this specific feature? Can you expand upon this? I get this sort of, but can you expand upon how you might be able to utilize this more? Then we can utilize this as a forum or a venue for you to come on as brokers and resellers to come on for us to be able to train you more about these applications, because it's our job is to really make you experts in every one of these features. Our goal is to make you, again, experts in every one of these features so that when you go in, you can talk about everything about one-touch calling. What is one-touch calling? So when the customer says, well, what is one-touch calling? Well, one-touch calling, if you really understand what one-touch calling is, it's one of the most powerful features, as what Tony talked about earlier. When someone is searching on their mobile phone, and that increased rate of people searching for a business on a mobile phone is going through the roof right now, and when they can search on the web through a search engine, and now you offer one-touch calling to actually call your business where they don't have to cut and paste the number or look up your number and then try to figure out what it is or write it down somewhere else, when they can just go to your app, press one button to call you, it is powerful. So when you can expand upon how powerful that really is and how it works and physically show them, they're blown away. But unless you understand it, unless you're able to articulate it and have the passion and inflection in your voice and able to get them excited about how powerful one-touch calling really is and to be able to show them in front of them. Let's just show you an example of one-touch calling about their business. Unless they're able to really see it and really able to show that to them, they might not get it. So it's our job, again, to be able to really show you how powerful it is on these calls and to go through every one of these that we have. And we're going to have, again, calls after calls and be going through each one of these and be expanding upon these. And really, again, it's our job to make you experts in all of this. And I know that I said that these calls are going to be series of calls to really, and we're kind of breaking you in here call by call by call as to what the sales process is and going through things. But again, this is going to be a process. But in the end, you're going to be armed and you're going to be dangerous because you're going to be able to go in and you're going to be able to sell from business to business to business. And it's going to be scary as to how fast and how many businesses you're going to be able to sell to and to be able to provide value for them and make a tremendous amount of money for yourselves. So it's going to be great. There's a question here. There was a statement in the agreement that the monthly fee could be canceled. How does that affect their app? The statement in there concerning the cancellation is that if they give us a deposit that they've got for the development of their app, let's say that they give us a 50% deposit to build their application, and then we go to build their app, and then all of a sudden they basically say, I don't want the app. We're not going to give them their 50% deposit down because we've already taken their 50% deposit and we've already spent that money on basically developing the app and already gave that to the developers and the other fees. So we want to make sure that it's in the terms of the agreement that they understand that it's non-refundable. If they're going to give us an individual deposit, we want to be upfront for them that if they change their mind after they commit to us, that they are going to give us a deposit and we're going to do our work after they give that to us. We're not going to refund their money if they change their mind after they tell us to do the work for them. So good question, Doug. I hope that answers the question for you. Being in the legal field, I'm a bit nervous about brokers making changes to the contract. Any response? Chris, yeah, there's going to be, from our side that we've got, we're not wanting the brokers themselves to make a bunch of changes to the overall contract besides just taking the nomenclature from the individual items. We're not wanting the brokers to take and revamp the entire contract or the physical agreement from that. Besides coming in here to this overall agreement and taking out the individual options that they don't want up here in the top portion that they have up here for it, for this, we really don't want the person to come in here that they've got and really revamping the contract or the agreement for them. They're going to have to set the overall terms that they've got and what the overall item is with the overall customer. And we're actually going to have additional calls specifically on this, on what are the options for the terms, what are the options for the contract. Because next week when all the online systems are up, we're going to be able to show you online what's available, what's online for paper, and we're going to be able to walk you through the entire process and just have an entire call just on the contract terms. So we're going to have a call and we're going to talk about nothing but just terms and contract, and that's all the call is going to be about. So that's a very good question, but we're going to have just an entire hour as an example just talking about this specific subject. But we agree that we don't want our people coming in here and then creating an entirely new contract, because we're going to have to approve the contract from our side and accept the contract from our side that we've got in order to basically push this forward. So any suggestions or further suggestions from your side, like what you just commented, are greatly accepted. But good comment. Will other packages be listed in the standard package? Yeah, we actually have other packages, and this one agreement that you're seeing here is just one of many, because we also have combination packages and other packages, like for social media as an example. We have other packages for like the social media standalone, and we have combination packages for like if someone's going to be buying the social media and be buying the mobile together, there's actually a discount for that. So there's going to be a combination for that. The statement that was the automatic monthly fee could be canceled 7 days prior to billing, it seems like it'd be paid in full. Yeah, Doug, what I'll do is I'll go back and not take it up since we're a few minutes after the call. I'll go back and answer that specifically for you, Doug, and go back on the 7-day notice prior to billing that you have, because there's a monthly fee statement that we have on the screen that we have. Understand there's an automatic fee that can be canceled anytime, 7 days. Yeah, this is basically on the monthly fee. There's a $77 fee that we have for your reoccurring fee for the overall statement. So let's say that I go and I pay the $24.97 that I have, which basically would include the first month's fee for the $77, which is basically your first month's hosting fee. And this is a hosting fee that would include the hosting for the Android market and the iPhone market, which would include your iPad, and then the HTML5. So it's going to include the hosting for all three. Well, that hosting fee, they're going to have to pay that hosting fee the second month, the third month, the fourth month, and pay that continually every single month. Well, if the second month after they get the app, if they decide that they don't want to basically pay the $77, and basically they don't want to continue after they've paid the $24.97, they can give us a 7-day notice that they've got. They don't have to pay the $77, and we'll basically take down the app. So they don't have to continue to pay the $77, but we won't host their app anymore and their app won't be up. So again, this is in here specifically for a 7-day notice to pay this $77. So this is basically what this 7-day cancellation is they can give us a 7-day notice for the $77 charge. So they can basically say, hey, I don't want to pay the monthly hosting. I want to cancel my service and the hosting with you guys, and I don't want to pay it anymore. So I hope that answers that question on the 7-day notice. Okay, good. Are the scheduled call webinars? Are the scheduled calls and webinars you spoke of? Yeah, we have. We're actually having a whole set and a whole series of scheduled webinars for next week. We're getting together with Troy and Tony, and we're going to be disclosing next week a whole series of webinars at all different times next week. And again, we're going to have a combination of social media webinars, mobile webinars, and a lot of really great webinars are going to expand upon a lot of different things that we talked about.
Actually, Ted, when I did the registration for the webinar that we're on right now, it actually gave me the whole series in the confirmation when I did the registration for this webinar. So I'm not sure if you're aware of that, but I did get comment from others that they could see that you had the series scheduled out into, I don't know, it was either March or May, so on the long road.
Yeah, I did. It's actually scheduled on the, and the reason why you do that is through GoToWebinar, is that if you schedule it out, you can keep the same webinar number versus giving a different webinar number. If you schedule per meeting, you have to keep sending out a new webinar number for each individual call if you don't schedule it out for the future. But what I can do is I can go into those webinar dates that are booked for like next Wednesday and Thursday, I think, are the next dates that are booked. I can basically change those individual dates. So please look at those dates as tentative dates, and we're going to have hard dates set for the future. And so those dates that you're seeing as future scheduled dates, We're going to basically hard code those, and so look for those to be possibly altered for next week, and then we're going to add additional dates and then change the nomenclature and the theme of those and what we're going to be talking about, and we're going to add some really, really cool webinars and different things, just like specialty webinars for like contract closings and terms, and pull up even like opportunity webinars, because right now this is not an opportunity webinar. This isn't meant for you to bring on clients or to talk about. This is like for a sales training webinar. So this isn't like a rah webinar. We're not going through any PowerPoints, and this isn't like to get you excited about the app industry. We're talking about really the sales process, even though we are trying to get you excited about what we're doing, but this isn't trying to sell you on the mobile app itself. But we are planning individual calls, so if you want to bring a customer on to try to get them to buy our app, we are going to be even offering opportunity webinars about our product. So we're going to be offering a lot of really exciting, very cool, very just exciting off the chart calls and webinars for everybody, for customers, for our resellers, for social media, for apps, for everything. So it's going to be just really, really, really cool. Do we have billing authority, or do you approve all contracts? We approve all contracts, Howard, from our side, that we have on our side. So I appreciate you asking that question from our side. So if someone comes in here and they write a contract for $1 that they're going to basically come on here, we're not going to hold the contract. It's not binding from our side. If they write a contract and sign up for $1 to provide a mobile app, I'm not going to design and build a mobile app for $1. But the cool thing is, and we're going to offer some options for all of the brokers next week, that you're going to be able to see that you're going to have some flexible terms and some flexible avenues from your side. They're going to allow you some ways to be able to have some flexible terms from your side. They're going to be really great. So if you're sitting in front of a customer and you're working with a merchant on your side, you're going to have some flexible options from your side to make the sale. So I just want to let you know that there's going to be some really great ways for you to basically take an advantage from the sale. So you're going to be able to go in with full price as an example that you've got. You're going to be able to have some other fallback positions and some other things that you're going to be able to have as flexibility with terms and pricing and different things that are going to allow you to make the sale. Because the best things that we need to do is to be able to train you fully, offer you the best support and the best tools in the entire industry, and to be able to make you super salespeople in this industry, and then to be able to support that, supply the best apps in the entire world, and then to be able to continue to offer other products and services to allow you to go back to that same business person to offer additional commissions for you, so you can go back for other products and services back for them, and then to continue to expand upon that and to move this business model forward. So that's our goal. And again, we've been working a long time on this specific business model. And again, we've got a huge infrastructure that's behind the scenes that we've got, and a lot of really good things that are already in place, like our global commissioning structure and a lot of the things that we already have in place, and the global commissions model. And we've already paid out over $1 million in commissions on this commissioning module, this 4-tier commissioning module that we've got, and the commissioning module in the back office. I've already paid out $1 million in commissions already on this commissioning module already, so it's not new. This is not an experiment from our side, and we're just very, very excited to be able to bolt on this mobile app commissioning structure that we've got for the mobile apps, and going into the marketplace. It's going to be really awesome. Really, really, really awesome. Can we approve a customer on spot, or do we wait to approve them? No, I mean, if a customer wants to be basically approve them on the spot, and a customer wants to go in, you're able to have them, and you're going to be able to provide them an online mechanism where they can basically come on and they can be approved online, where they can actually go through our online mechanism. They can sign up 100% online. You're going to be able to take their payment in person and have them sign a contract, just like an agreement, just like what we showed you here, and they can basically send the payment into us. So if they say, well, I don't want to do it online, and I just want to do it through here, and I basically want to either supply you my credit card information here in person, and I want you to do it for me here in person, you're going to have a mechanism to do that through your back office, where you can basically do it for them, almost like a virtual credit card machine. Or you can basically give the information to us and we can do it from the customer service support side, or you can basically scan it and send it in to us. There's a lot of different mediums that as a salesperson that you're going to be able to have for yourself to be able to utilize and be a super salesperson in the field to be able to sell these products and services. So it's going to be great. But yeah, you can approve these and get this process started. We actually have an online process to actually get the content. So when you're there on the spot with the customer, if the customer has their content like from their website, you could actually get them going immediately from their content. So if they have their logo and they have their content that they know they want for their mobile app, you could actually get them ready for their content also. And we're going to be going through that at the beginning of next week as far as how do they get their content started and where do they supply that content, where's the URL link in their form, and how do they supply their content for us. So we're going to go through all that at the beginning of next week on where do they supply their content for us once they sign the contract, how do they get their process started for us, and what does that process look like after they sign the agreement with us. So that's going to be really cool too. I can't wait to go through that with you. Right now we're about 13 minutes after the hour. I know we went a little bit long. I want to thank everyone for being on this webinar today. Again, we're going to have more continuation webinars next week that we have, and we're going to be recording this webinar, which is recording now. We're going to be posting that up later today. I want to thank everyone for being in this webinar. I want to put a special thanks out to Tony and Troy for being in this webinar and supporting us. I want to reach back out to Tony and Troy for any closing comments.
Yes, Ted, it's Tony. Yeah, I appreciate the time, everybody. The only thing I can say to you is that if you think about what Ted just said in the last 4 minutes, the infrastructure is there. He's putting everything in place so everybody that has any kind of desire, you will be a winner, you will earn income, you will be successful. Think about what he's put together for you. I'm just part of it. I'm excited and grateful that I'm a part of it and my team. And in my closing comment, I just want to say that do whatever you can to get your first sale done quickly. I don't care about making mistakes. Don't worry about you didn't do it right the first time. Okay, just get busy, get focused, learn, give it a major effort, and before you know it, you're going to get your first sale. It's always that first one. Get that out of the way. And before you know it, your second and third will come very quickly because you got confidence. So that's what I'd like to say, everybody. Appreciate your time, and I'll turn it over to Ted and Troy.
Ted, I just wanted to say thank you very much for all your effort, and I think we've covered the topics here. And the only other comment that I made is I know that, or that I wanted to make is I know that next week we have some tentative dates, but you may be open to having some webinars prior to next Wednesday as well as things develop here.
Yeah, I am. I'm going to be working through the weekend. We've got our team actually working. I've got another webinar after this because we've got actually a lot of our team actually working this weekend that we've got. So I'm imploring and having a lot of internal company meetings, even webinars this afternoon to implore, because we have a lot of our team working this weekend because they're loading a lot of content, a lot of the support tools that they're loading into, like a lot of the individual support suite and a lot of things that we're loading up that are done. So there's a lot of really great, exciting stuff that I can't wait to show you guys. And yeah, I'm open to a lot of different meetings, in addition to a lot of requests that are coming from individual customers. We're going to be doing even a lot of one-on-one training and a lot of one-on-one support. If you got individual customers, as Tony had mentioned, and you're looking for that first sale and you need help with that first sale, don't be scared about raising your hand and about reaching out to us to try to get help for that first sale. That's what we're here for. So if you need to arrange a call with us to try to get help on closing that first sale, get us on the phone, and Tony's available. He makes sales all day long. That's all he does is sit in front of customers and make this sale for mobile apps all day long. So if we need to get Tony on the phone with your customer or myself or somebody on the phone to help you close that first sale, that's what we're here to do. So reach out to us and go through Troy and say, Troy, man, I need help on closing this first sale. I got the customer all lined up. I just need a little help to close this first sale. That's what we're here to do. So I want to employ you for that. Thanks again for Tony and Troy and everybody on the line today. I appreciate your time. Thanks again, and we'll see you in the next webinar. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Ted and Tony.
You're welcome. Thank you. Bye-bye now.